Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends and colleagues, dear World Money Fair Technical Forum supporters. It is our great pleasure to welcome you to the third virtual session of this 17th Technical Forum. Great that you are joining us, and many of you again.
A wonderful guten Morgen out of the live stream studio to all of you who are watching this now. Looking back to the second session, we found that you were very active. We had 450 registered people, 300 were very active, and specifically in the Q&A, you have been showing quite some activity in raising questions, but also in getting answers. So we look forward to do the same this time.
Yes, and for this third session, about 500 persons from 53 countries have registered. Among these are approximately 240 participants from international mints and national banks. Roughly 110 participants from international machine manufacturers and the industry, about 20 participants from international blank manufacturers and refineries, and the remaining are participants from the so-called professional service companies.
This time we have been preparing 4 presentations. The presentations will be about minting and automation, numismatic coin production, communication via virtual reality, and also packing, tracing of coins. These presentations are carried out by GRÄBENER presses, by the Mint of Poland, Kiesselbach and VELEC. And we would give you the first hint of using the button on the lower part of your screen to be active part of these presentations and to raise your questions.
And as I just got a notice, I heard that we are waiting for a welcome greeting from Berlin. And I just want to ask our supporters in the back office whether they want to just give the welcome introduction speech from Barbara and to all of you before we really start with the presentations.
Hello dear all, half-time. 2 sessions took place and 2 will follow. A warm welcome to the third session of the Technical Forum virtual this year. Before we will start, let me do an important notice. After the Q&A, you have the opportunity for remarks. We prepared a survey to learn about your expectations and your demands. The results will be a basis to improve and to develop the Technical Forum in the future. Thank you in advance for supporting us. I'm sure you don't want to hear more speeches. You want to see the presentations, and so let us dive in.
Yes, and here we are back again live on the stage, on the virtual stage, and want to introduce to all of you the first presentation with a short announcement to the introduction of the presentation of GRÄBENER Pressensysteme. Quality of uncirculated coins in proof-like or proof quality always has to be optimum during the production steps. The actual output of the minted coins also depends on the safe and smooth way of feeding and the transfer within the production process. Innovation in automation can increase the actual output and efficiency, and this is of course the reason why particular machines should be used in producing first-class coins and medals.
GRÄBENER Pressensysteme is one of the leading coining press manufacturers, well known in the market for many years. And I think we have seen GRÄBENER, Martin in person many times many times on stage to present his innovations. This time, I think a wonderful innovation. Again, it's about automation. Martin, we look forward to what you have created for today.
Thank you, Dieter and Thomas. We really appreciate the opportunity for this virtual technical forum. Dear colleagues, automation is the key for maximum productivity in an increasing number of industries and applications. We believe that smart feeding system can increase the productivity of metal presses and are the solution for new coin products. By combining GRÄBENER presses with high-tech robot systems, we can provide new automation solutions with exceptional speed, reliability and flexibility. For production of collector coins in metals, feeding blanks is either done manually for proof quality or automatically for lower qualities. Until now, GRÄBENER offers 3 solutions for automatic feeding. Solution 1 is a transfer feeding system feeding blanks stacked in magazine tubes. Solution 2, a transfer feeding system feeding blanks separated on trays. And solution 3, a pick and place feeding system feeding blanks separated on trays. All solutions deliver the finished coin onto a coin tray in front of the press. Today we propose a new solution, smart feeding systems with SCARA robot, which can feed blanks as bulk material and assemble parts for bicolor coins and even polymer coins. The basis is a GRÄBENER metal press flex metal FM 250. The smart feeding system consists of a servo transfer feeding system, a feeding system for blanks, and a feeding system for bicolor and polymer rings. Group 1, a servo transfer feeding system with freely programmable opening and closing movement per rail. The gripper can automatically be adjusted to a new coin size. The gripper rails can be moved in any position, even with extended stroke for freeing up the die space for setup work or for loading and unloading the gripper. And a leading opening movement of rail with spring-loaded gripper for precise part positioning. Group 2 is a feeding system for blanks consisting of an Epson vision system for high-speed image processing, an Epson SCARA robot and an Azuril feeding system with 3-axis vibration technology which can handle bulk parts and allows for extremely gentle part feeding. It is a fast, high-efficient feeding system for pick-and-place robots, using a trick that is simple at first glance, but very innovative in detail. The bulk material blanks lying next to and on top of each other in a box are guided via a feeding hopper to a vibration platform where they are separated and placed in a position that allows easy pickup by the robot. Before a robot can grip a blank, the image processing system first reliably recognizes it and calculates its orientation and then communicates the position and orientation of the gripper points to the robot. And Group 3 is a second feeding system with an additional Epson SCARA robot and 2 additional Azuril feeder for bicolor and polymer rings. The solution in total is a GRÄBENER metal press flex metal FM 250 with a press force of 2500 kN, coin diameter up to 40 mm and an output of up to 18 coins per minute. It is suitable for bicolor coins, for polymer coins and any unround coin.
Thank you. Thank you, Martin, for your introduction of the latest innovation from GRÄBENER Pressensysteme. And after talking to you after the first preview of your movie, we appreciate your comment that you wanted to finish your presentation with a picture of the flex metal machine. And we are sure that further comments from you will follow in the later Q&A session. I feel that people start already noting down the first questions, and I'm sure you will respond to all of them later. Thomas.
The Mint of Poland, Lukas and Šimović, basically do not need any introduction, as they have been on stage the last few years frequently with innovations and new product. When we start to look at the first developments and drafts from the presentations, we're always not sure whether we are looking at a marketing development or whether it's a technical development. For sure, it is a technical development, as you have been combining different production steps and technical aspects to really create visual effects which have their own quality. We look forward to your presentation, Lukas and Šimović.
Hello everybody, welcome to my presentation. My name is Šimović and I come from Mint of Poland. Dieter, Thomas, thank you very much for the opportunity to present the presentation. I really regret that we cannot meet face to face. Unfortunately, due to the current epidemic situation, we were forced to move our presentation online. However, this new format provides us with a great opportunity to give you an insight into our new production facility. Please feel free to watch my presentation and enjoy a virtual tour around our production plant. We continue manufacturing high-relief coins that evoke wide interest among coin collectors all over the world. We constantly develop and improve our production technologies to meet the growing market expectation. But now it's time to take a step further. As for now, we actively work on the highly advanced coin, multi-technological coins, as we call them. In the further part of the video, I will tell you more about the multi-technologies and laser techniques. Today, we put special stress on these techniques in the technological development of our monetary production. This is an access engraving laser tool. We use it many different ways to successfully produce microprinting and microtexting on the proof surface. The accuracy of the line reaches up to 300 millimeters. Then these lines create ornaments and entire pictures. We also managed to develop the microprinting technology, giving the 3D effect. It's worth mentioning that thanks to the laser techniques, the production time of the coin dies has significantly decreased. It's very important, especially in terms of small series with limited mintage. Laser engraving in hardened metal results is nearly flawless reproduction of the coin design from the art camp. It saves a lot of time as the engraving can skip the manual finishing of a die. Thanks to this time efficiency, it's possible to start the minting process even on the same day. Nowadays, the market demands for the high-relief coins with much details is enormous. After many tests and samples, we can now successfully use the laser directly on the coin die. We reproduce the tiniest details while maintaining the sharpness and legibility of the image. It would be extremely difficult to achieve this result with the use of traditional methods of engraving. We have also used the laser to engrave dies for 2-ounce coin with the relief height reach up to 3 millimeters. In order to overcome the limitation connected with the high relief and sharp edges of the image, cracking of the die, long time of engraving. We've implemented the laser engraving of a semi-finished die which has the meniscus of 0.7 millimeters. These improvements reduce the engraving time of the single die from 45 to 36 hours. that it's about 20%. Thanks to elevated meniscus, the life cycle of the die is prolonged. It enables us to produce the whole series of 500, 700 pieces with the use of only one set of minting tools. Yet another significant issue, thanks to these technical improvements, we could sharply reduce the problem of the cracking die. You can see it here. In this case, we prepare a sample model of the engraved surface. Thanks to the ArtCam model, we can estimate total engraving time. We are able to improve our model depending on the different approaches towards the engraving process. Multi-technology is a completely new concept. We introduced this phase to describe our commemorative coins decorated with the use of several techniques. We do our best to meet the growing expectation of the global numismatic market. This is why we continue to set new technological standards in our production. Today, one or two decorative techniques implemented in a single coin, we can say that nowadays this is a standard. But combining 4 or 5 techniques can produce unprecedented results. It gives us new opportunities, both in terms of design and monetary technologies. I would like to present you our achievements in this field and tell you more about the challenges we set to ourselves for the future. I've chosen several, in my opinion, really interesting coins from the last few months. Without hesitation, we can say that these coins are multi-technological. In some of them, laser techniques prevail, for example, microprinting and laser frosting. Let me show you the silver coin, the Bullseye. It has been designed as a business gift coin. Its surface has been embellished with 2 types of laser frosting to reproduce the pattern of dartboard stripes. Here you can see some microprinting on the proof surface and high-quality digital printing. All this decoration creates a coherent whole. Now the mermaid coin. Please have a look at this water cycle made with the use of laser frosting. They are designed and created in such a way to make the impression of depth, to change the perspective and produce the 3D effect. The microprinting can be used to create an entire image. Just please have a look at the reverse of the coin Fortuna Redux. The map of the world on its reverse, it's microprinting on the proof surface. The same techniques has been used in the 6 groszy of Jan III Sobieski coin issued by the National Bank of Poland. And now please let me show you our recent pride and joy, the Phoenix coin. It joins as many as 5 different decorative techniques: black proof, quality, microprinting, high relief, selective antique finish oxidizing, and colorful digital printing. What is more, it's a rimless coin. Here you can see how the rimlessness highlights its high relief. Before we have started the production process, we had to conduct a series of trials to see how the microprinting works on the black proof surface. The result was amazing. All these decorative techniques create a truly artistic combination never seen before. Oxidized high relief coins are our flagship products that we are particularly proud of. Thanks to new technology of dye laser engraving that I mentioned before, we are able to create real works of monetary art. Please have a look at Ares and Mars coin. You can see the tiniest details of the reliefs here. Hand polishing of the oxidized surface enables us to highlight every single point and control the balance between polishing and oxidation. Additionally, the coin has been embellished by hand with semi-transparent resin. On the other hand, the Beelzebub issue can serve as an interesting example of 3 decorative techniques combined on a single coin. High relief reflects the impressive movements of the diabolic hero, while selective copper plating and colorful digital printing together produce an amazing visual effect. Silver coin featuring a siren is yet another example of three technologies combined. Here we have high relief, selective gilding and special chameleon paint applied by hand. And this paint is unique. It changes its shade depending on the angle of inclination. Archangel Michael, this is an oxidized high relief coin with glass insert decorated with digital printing. Each insert fits a see-through cutout. The play of lights provides an additional visual effect on the wings. One of our newest coins, Cyclops, was a huge challenge to us. The black-proof surface served as a background for the high relief hero. Visually, the relief is even higher thanks to the fact that the effigy of the Cyclops protrudes directly from the proof surface. Selective digital printing is a crowning touch of the design. Talking about the future, we have set to ourselves new ambitious goal for the upcoming year. We are still working on the Mask of Agamemnon coin, a really challenging one. We strive to make it in such a way to reproduce the real shape of the mask. The obverse is going to be concave, whereas the reverse convex, additionally finished with high relief. We are also continuously improving the laser techniques we use, trying to find new approaches and solutions. I hope that in the nearest future I will have an opportunity to present you our newest advancement in this respect. Hopefully this presentation was interesting and informative. Thank you for your attention.
What an impressive factory tour within the Mint of Poland. Szymek managed to show 8 innovations, minimum 8 innovations in 12 minutes along a marketing session for at least 11 technical, beautiful products from the Mint of Poland, perhaps already sold out. If all this has been too fast for you and you have additional questions, please do not hesitate and note them down to raise them later during the Q&A session.
The last 18 months, none of us has been asking for changes we had to make. And definitely the way of communication has been changing. Team meetings are the normal part of the day-to-day, and still we have all experienced that the numismatic business went quite well and has even dramatically increased. So machines were manufactured, they were supplied, and they need to be commissioned. How do we do the commission if we can't send people? How do we communicate? Markus Schlein and his company Sack and Kiesselbach started to look at that actually before Corona and is happy to share his experience today in his presentation. Markus, the stage is yours.
Communication 4.0 in reality. I wish all of you a very warm welcome to my presentation in these quiet special times. A big hand and thank you very much to the organizers, the people behind, to organizing this technical forum first time as a digital technical forum. Adaptation is key in business. In our company, this is also what I am standing for. As early as 2019, about a half year before anybody talked about COVID-19, we started in our engineering department at Sack and Kiesselbach to bring an already working intensively topic forward with digital and virtual support for our new generation of machines. I will present you today solutions for augmented and assisted reality applications delivered with our hydraulic table metal automat, the TMA 350. The term virtual reality has been used in all industry for decades, but it is often generalized as a synonym for everything what has to do with smart glasses. However, there are a clear difference between the applications in reality, and not every type is used for every industry or usable for every industry. I will first give you an overview about the different virtual or augmented or assisted reality applications. Virtual reality what we showed in the World Money Fair 2020 on our booth, because we were not able to transfer the system to Berlin, and we used our engineering tool, the VR, the virtual reality, to show our TMA 350 to the public. You look into a closed display. That means you are not mixing the outer side with the digital world. We use it especially for the engineering period or for training courses, or before we go into manufacturing, to allow the customer to be present in his product what is coming soon. Augmented reality is what we use to make the life of the maintenance staff for the operators easier in their daily life. The augmented reality applications looking for digital world coming into the reality. I get oft the question in the last year, is it a technology where we can use the HoloLens? Yes, it is. This is exactly where the HoloLens is built for. That is totally different to the third application, the assisted reality. There we are focusing more in the vision field of the operator. So assisted reality we use to have a look over the shoulder of the people on site over thousands of kilometers away. We started luckily before ahead and had our experience already made when we need to start it for pre-acceptance for training, and we had the solutions in 2020 ready to go, and that's what I want to share today with you, our benefits and also our headaches what we had with this system. What is needed to get a digital surrounding on the machines or to be Industry 4.0? And I show you this animation and give a little bit input to how we prepared the TMA 350 to be ready to go for the applications what we are talking about. We added a hotspot remote control. So this is an advanced modem device compared to the earlier ones. We are in combination or in cooperation with some software and hardware suppliers, and we focus on two ways. One is the connection to the press itself, and one is the connection to the operator or the staff on site with our support and software solutions to make their life easier and faster at all. A few words to the remote modem within the TMA. This unit can work independent from the company's network with a data SIM card. We have 3 different applications for the remote nowadays. We have the standard teleservice, and we have a little bit a higher version. We call it the hotspot remote, which is usable for LAN, Wi-Fi or data cards. The next step, or the next higher level, the step 3, we call Expert Eye, and that is what we saw on this chart. And today I will have a look with you into the assisted reality tool Expert Eye and our workflow management software Workflow Plus. At SNK we use the RealWear HTM1. This is such a model for a smart glass for the assisted reality application. And Expert Eye can also be used with other devices, with a tablet, with a mobile phone, whatever you prefer. Yeah? It's a web-based software. We want to look with a clear picture, with a high resolution picture to the operator's field. We have a voice control in it. We have a little screen here in front where we can give information to the worker, and we can make pictures from our service station to the camera. So for an assisted reality, our experience was the RealWear HTM1 is very useful and very operator friendly as well. Smart glasses allows a hands-free work, and we could see it's faster, it's more secure to work with the smart glasses as with the application, but it is possible for the quick understanding. We can send a short message to the user, but this is the safer and for us more efficient way. Here on my next slide, I give you a short introduction or a screen from the service laptop or the service computer at home in the service station. That's on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, we have a screenshot, in this case from a mobile phone. We have a look into the TMA cabinet, backside of the machine. On that picture, you can see on the left-hand side on the service laptop, on the lower part, you have the function to take a picture. You can interact with a pointer. Here we have the zoom. The red pointer is the service guy and the green pointer is the guy on site. So with clear interaction by pointing, by printing something on the picture, we can ensure that we get the right information to the staff on site, that not the wrong button would be pushed maybe. So also we can add screenshots, we can give technical drawings, E-plan, wiring diagram into the screen. On that slide, you get an image how it looks for the operator when he had the glasses on the head and what he see in the screen. So we get still the picture, we can still make photos. He get the information on the little screen, and he has the hands free to work with. So all overall, we can say with the combination what we brought and what we deliver at the moment, we are quite happy, and luckily we were before ahead. To get you a good idea how we work in the field in reality with the RealWear HTM1 on our TMA 350, we have prepared a short video file from the on-site application with our friends in Lissabon. They are getting their second TMA at the moment, and our friends in Leipziger Edelmetalle during the installation of their press last year, December. Beside the aspect of a proper teleservice or assisted reality maintenance, we are also looking strongly on an easy, operator-friendly human interface at the moment. Therefore, we have prepared our Workflow Plus management system with tutorials like we saw in the beginning, where I explained how we integrated technology or what technology is needed to integrate it to be digitalized. We have implemented this also to our technical handbooks and the Workflow Plus system. That means we are able to add information for training, for maintenance directly into the machine at any time. Workflows are stored on the machine, on the PC directly, and with an online connection, the workflows can also be transferred online and updated, or we can send customized workflows to the system also later on. We equip the press with simple QR code technology on certain places, and the worker takes simply their mobile device, the tablet, or the smart glasses. Let me show now on the Workflow Plus management system the application here on my tablet, and I go through an easy workflow. We change together our touchless hover gripper system on the transfer unit of the TMA 350. So we first start the application by scanning the QR code. When we have the information there, in this case changeover of the hover gripper, we start the job. The first question what we get, is there already a gripper installed or not? So we say, in our case, we say yes, there is one gripper is installed. The next picture shows us the situation where we are and how we go for the area forward to disconnect the plug, disconnect the air supply. We open the screws to get the suction head back. We take a new gripper, other denomination size, and we bring this gripper onto the transfer unit. We connect the plugs back. We fix the screws. We connect to the air pipe, and we go step by step through these workflows as long as we get the information job completed. As mentioned before, the Workflow Plus application works with the tablet, with the mobile phone, and for sure with the RealWear. With the RealWear, we scan the code with the integrated camera, and we get the information on the display as you see here on the slide. And you go over the voice control just with simple commands. How to create the workflows on our own. We tested several devices, several softwares, and with the Workflow Plus we have the feeling for the moment that we have a simple and easy, for everybody usable device. We already started to implement this now directly in the engineering phase to get as much as possible input availability in the near future. Afterwards we will prepare our manual TMA handbooks according to the workflows. That is what we are rolling out now step by step. We have still to do our learning curve, but we have first very nice and good results and good feedback. We can upgrade at any time the workflows, and I think the most important and the most interesting thing for the future could be customized workflows when we can see we get some problems on the system, or there is some headache from the operators, from the maintenance staff. We can even afterwards prepare these, bring it online to the system, and we have first-hand maintenance, operating training. Even when new staff arrive, you have a much quicker possibility without our support to get the people trained and right for the system. Yeah, thank you very much. I hope it was interesting to talking today about a little bit of the digitalization package what we started at SAG and Kiesselbach at the moment. I'm excited to receive your questions in the Q&A session. Thank you once again to the organizers, to the World Money Fair, and I'm looking forward to the Q&A session. Thank you.
Gus, thank you very much for taking a step aside and to not only talk about the minting technology and automation itself, but talking about communication. Good things start with communication, and bad things can end because of bad communication or no communication. We all have the challenge to erect machines and get them up and running, and I think this is a very good way of looking at it. I remember 2 years ago when you also shared your information with VELEC. We have gone a similar way and have also made some good experience, and I'm sure what you just presented will be part of our future. Thank you.
As far as the counting and packing of circulation coins is concerned, the mints all over the world have different specifications and processes which have to be observed. We are happy that Loïc Pellet, CEO of the company VELEC Systems, gives us an insight into practice in one of their successfully concluded projects. Also, solutions for coin traceability had to be found, and this is not a matter, of course, from the national authorities' view. Cash is a public good and always has to be available for the end users. We will see the following papers which solutions VELEC will offer here. And Loïc, we look forward to your presentation now.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this 17th edition of the Technical Forum. Firstly, I would like to thank you very much, Dieter and Thomas, to organize this event. I know that it is a lot of work, but honestly, I'm very impressed by all the energy you put to create this event and to permit us to have a nice moment together. Thank you very much. So today we'll talk about corn traceability beyond the limit of the mint. But before anything, let me introduce myself. So my name is Loïc Paulet. I am the CEO of VELEC System. VELEC is a company which is based in north of France. Okay, we are specialized in automation and robotic. We do all type of automatic packing line for the corn and food industry. During the previous edition of this technical forum, we had the nice opportunity to present you the expertise of VELEC in the automation of corn packing lines in South Africa, but also with this capacity to corn packs into canvas bags, which was a very nice project. More recently, we did another type of automation in the minting process, delivering blanks into feeding hoppers for presses, which permit to have the full minting process fully automatic with multiple denomination. And we also do all type of coin counting machine, small desktop machine, but also fully automatic machine for automatic packing lines. More recently, we had the chance to work for one of the most prestigious mints in the world, to work on a very nice project which consists in counting and packing coins into rolls, then to put rolls into shrink pack into carton box and onto pallet. Besides the size of this mint and the volume of coins we had to count and pack every year, there were some unique challenges. One of them was to minimize the quantity of plastics. So we have modified completely our shrink pack machine, okay, to have a shrink pack machine which, instead of using film which are in a range of 90 micron, we divided the thickness of the film to go as low as 15 micron. By doing so, we've been able to reduce the consumption of plastic film by 6, which is a huge saving, which has a huge impact, as we all know, for our planet. Nice video. It was a very nice project and we really enjoyed doing that project. Let's talk now about this question about traceability. So today when we produce coins, okay, we have the full traceability within the mint. The challenge is how do we manage to keep this traceability outside the mint once the mint delivers the coins to the central bank and from the central bank to these different regional office. That's a nice challenge. Today in the process, when we manufacture coins, when we pack coins, every single movement, okay, on the automatic packing line is recorded within our server. All those data which are collected together permit to do the traceability of the coins. The challenge then is to transfer the traceability with the coins once we ship the coins to the central bank. So what we did is we have encrypted all the data in a very specific files, okay, so that those files can be transferred to the central bank either by simple USB key or using Ethernet connection or per email. Once the central bank receives the good, okay, they can open a dedicated software, they can download a dedicated software that we have developed, a very simple software, okay, which permit them to get the information from the encrypted data they have been downloading, okay, and which gives them the full traceability of the coin that they have received. Then they can check between what they have received and the traceability we have transferred, if effectively all the coin in there, and then they can save this information into their ERP system. So how does it work? Very simple. We developed a nice software, easy to use, very friendly. Once you receive the goods, okay, you import the data, you import the file which correspond to the shipment that you have received. Immediately you will visualize the effective coins, rolls, shrink pack, cartons, pallets that you have received within this delivery, and then you have a global overview in terms of quantity and denomination. Then you take a simple scanner, okay, and you go on the pallet and you scan any single QR code that you have on the pallet. It can be either on a shrink pack or on a carton box or the ID of the pallet. Automatically the system knows that if you have that particular QR code, all those additional items which are packed together with that particular items should be on the exact same pallet. So the system will give you automatically the whole complete overview of what is on the pallet or in the box. Then you simply scan every additional items which are there, and step by step, okay, it will change the status of every single lines to confirm that effectively it is on the pallet. Doing so, you will very easily identify any missing items. In case you have missing items and you can't find them, okay, you will be able to save a specific report, okay, saying that, okay, you have to search for these missing items and you don't want to lose all the work that you have done. So you save the work, you search for it, and you can come back, I don't know, the following hour or the following day on the work that you've done previously. Once that you have computed all this information, okay, you save the work and the system will edit a final certificate, a delivery certificate with a unique ID number, okay, which will permit to collect and secure and transfer all the traceability that you have received from the mint with the pallet from the shipment directly into the server of the central bank or the regional office. Quite simple, quite easy, but very efficient. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. We'll be so happy to answer your questions. And please call us if you want us to implement this system in your mint or in your central bank. We'll be very happy to assist you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you indeed, Loïc, for giving us an inside view of the latest installations, including the overview of the software for the coin traceability and the step forward towards the cash in transit industry as well. We think we do not whistleblow too much with the statement that the transition from counting and packing of circulation coins to the sector cash in transit becomes more and more important. And also here, processes and automation for the national authorities are the essential steps forward to the future of coins.
Dear audience, Dieter and I can see that you are already busy in using the button, raising your questions. Please continue to do so as we are getting very close to the time to have the questions announced. This is the right time to have the four presenters on stage, except Luik, who is traveling and has asked David to answer the questions for VELEC. We have seen presentations about minting automation, numismatic coin production, communication, and also packing, counting, and tracing of coins. Let's now have the four presenters on stage, live.
We saw very interesting and inspiring presentations, taking us deep inside the minting process. Before we now start answering your questions, please give a big hand to the presenters.
Yes, dear friends and colleagues, and hi friends, how are you? All good? In Warsaw, in France, and with you, Markus, Martin? Great. Yeah. Great to have you back and to see all of you, actually not live on stage, but virtual. And it's good to be live, and it's good to have you with us. And with all of us live and working now on the Q&A, we have more than 100 active persons on the computer raising questions. So we collected a few of them, many of them, and I'm sure during the discussions many more will come. Thomas, will you start?
Martin, if you are ready to answer the questions, we are going to challenge you right away, I think, with the next development. This question comes from Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous. It's to Martin. Thanks for the presentation. Do you have any limitations handling small bars or coins, for example, 0.4 millimeter thickness bullion coins?
Well, that's challenging. So at the moment, we may test with 1.5 millimeter thickness. I'm not sure yet if we can go under 1 millimeter.
Yeah, interesting,
and
Martin.
The second challenge, of course, is the bar, because we have to orient it. But basically, the camera can see the shape of the bar and we can turn it. But this needs to be tested.
Yeah, sorry, Martin, for the interruption I just put on stage. We all can see that the coins and the bars are getting smaller and smaller, and I'm sure you will look at that challenge very soon. Thank you for your answer.
Szymek, the next one is for you from Paul. Paul Smith is asking you and giving you, first of all, compliments, very impressive work. Nice to see the holographic laser path being used and the different levels for frosting. Very nice, my friend. So this actually is not the question. This is a nice compliment. It's good to have these kind of friends. Szymek is asking then the question for you. Would you please advise if any post-treatment do you use after laser engraving and frosting on the working dies?
Okay. So after engraving, we just doing laser engraving. We just doing the ultrasonic cleaning. When we have the engraving on the mechanical machine, we use the mainly the work by the hand with engraver. When we are doing the frosting, after frosting, we just only cleaning. We just only cleaning the die and later put the chromium layer. And after chromium layer, we only a little bit, several seconds or several minutes polishing the die. Yeah? And die is ready for the striking.
Thanks, Szymek, and to Shen Yao, of course, a very early good morning. I think in Ottawa you woke up very early to join us in the morning session. Great that you're with us, Shen Yao. Very welcome. Are you taking the next one?
Yes. Martin, the next one is for you again. And it's a quite simple question. What is the advantage of smart feeding compared to feeding into the presses out of tubes and cassettes?
Well, the big advantage is we do not need the change parts and we are fast to change over to a different denomination.
Martin, what I also liked to see when you look at precious metals, tubes and cassettes still have the challenge that some of the blanks will be on top of each other, stuck, so maybe scratches, which I saw in the video is not the case at all.
Yes, that's true.
Thank you.
So this is like table tennis. The next question is for Shimik. Shimik, congrats again from Shenyang. How do you protect the coin with antique finish and selective gold plating, as well as digital printing against tarnish?
Okay, thanks, Xianyao. It's great question. And of course, we have several possibilities. Mainly, we are using the ALD protection, so it means the atomic layer deposition. And when we have the oxidate, so it means antique finish and gold plating, we are using mainly 10 nanometers of aluminium. And when we are using digital printing, we mainly put the digital printing after atomic layer deposition coating. So it means that we can put digital printing after 90 nanometers of aluminum and titanium protection, and also 10 nanometers aluminum. Always digital printing is the last operation. Why? Because when we put the protection after digital printing, the color can change. So it's not nice for the final effect of the coin.
Can I take the next one? Thanks, Simovit. Yeah. This one goes also to you, Simovit. Actually, two questions. One is from me. Is your dragon shown in the movie one of your employees, or did you hire him? And the second one is a serious question. How much time do you save by not have the manual finishing step?
Dragon in the movie, really?
Yes.
There was a dragon?
I could see a dragon and I liked it.
No, actually was the dragon and was one of the employee and was some kind of gag. I hope that it was funny. And the question is, how many times the dragon appear on the movie? So this is the question to the audience. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe someone can guess. Later we have also the special additional joke with the dragon. Yeah. So maybe you can prepare. Yeah. Oh man. Go.
What is the first prize?
Dragon is also here. So the second part of the question is how many times I
how
save,
much time do you save by not having the manual finishing step?
I think maybe we save something like 20%.
Thank you,
so
Simovit.
Quite a lot.
Shimik, by using the direct engraving of working dies, which are the blanks hardness and the powder steel used? From Paolo Mastioli from the Italian Mint.
Okay, thanks, Paolo. Yes, we are using what kind of steel? We tested quite a lot of different steel. And finally, we choose K455 VMR. It's in our opinion the best one. The hardness we try to keep like 58, 62, and always we're doing the hardening treatment just before engraving. What kind of steel is also quite good in our opinion is like K490 or ZAP steel, also like SP12 or SP2012. So this kind of steel is also quite good for engraving and later for striking. I hope that it's enough for your question.
Thank you, Shimik.
The next question is from actually from Shenyao. Hello Shenyao, greetings from my side as well. You are very early part of the session. Thank you for doing so. Question goes to Martin. Martin, congrats on smart system. As you mentioned, 18 coins per minute. Is this for single coin, for bimetal or tri-component coin, and maybe even for multi-material coin, M4? We remember the presentation from Xinyao.
Okay, thank you, Xinyao. So we tested single coins with 18 coins per minute and bicolor coins with 15. For polymer, at the moment, we do 8 coins per minute. And of course, there are possibilities to do more different coins too, but we need to discuss and test this for the future.
Thank you, Martin.
Philip, we have a question. How many expert eye systems are you already using and since when? I think this question is going for Markus. Second part of the question is, where do you currently see the weaknesses in the system from your point of view? Martin? Markus.
Yeah, we have installed nearly all our TMA last. Yes?
Yes, we hear you.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, we have installed nearly all our TMA 350 last year. Hello?
Yes, we hear you. Markus, we can hear you well. Continue.
Okay, so I can hear you not, and I have a broken line in my face. But anyhow, we have all the TMA 350 installed last year. That was 8 pieces what we delivered with the Expert Eye so far, yeah, we are using this in COVID-19 also on TMP machines. So 8 in total are in the field for the moment.
Thank you, Markus. Let me take the next question, which goes to Simovit. What kind of processes do you see for preparation of the structure of the working die before engraving the image with high relief? Best regards from Thomas Schipke.
Okay, great questions. Not easy, but let's say if we have different kind of products. So, for example, when we are doing the hopping or electrochemical process, the best idea is to polish. So, in our house, we are doing the actually manual polishing. Is quite long process. Definitely we can do this operation in mechanical way. The second option, when we have, for example, engraving for engraving dies directly on the laser or mechanical engraving, very important is the let's say some kind of flat surface. So the good idea is to polish the die and later a little bit sandblast. Very important is to polish the surface because we need the flatness of the surface. Otherwise, the laser can engrave a little bit different way and change our design. So always polishing is very important in our process. Yeah, I hope Thomas is good enough.
For sure. Thank you very much, Simovit.
For a question.
Dieter?
Yes, Markus? Markus?
Yes?
We don't see you, but I hear you now. I come back to the first question from last question from Philip, because he actually did ask 2 questions, and to the second part you did not refer so far. The second part was, where do you currently see the weaknesses in the system from your point of view? And I remember in your presentation you mentioned that you have a lot of experience now, and also you had some hard time in doing some exercises. So where do you currently see the weaknesses in the system from your experience?
data rate possibility. So we can see when we work with our internal modem with the SIM cards, when we have a nice 4G or 5G data rate, it is quite good. We can work autark. That was the goal, because all of us knowing how difficult it is sometimes to connect to the Mint network by LAN. As long as we can use the local Wi-Fi or the LAN, it is perfect. We cannot complain. Even when we connect to hotspots in the mobile area, we can see that sometimes data problems come up. Yeah, but that depends also how many are using in the same time the same hotspot. This is the challenge what we have also with the supplier of the software, especially at this time when many people are going online. Yeah, and we see this here in the presentation at the moment. I missed 3 of the other guys in my Teams meeting. So when it's frequently used or high frequent use, depends on the time, then sometimes we get data problems, but this could be solved over a period of time, and then it runs quite smoothly.
Thanks, Markus.
Markus, thank you very much for your question. And yes, data transfer, data speed is a big subject these days. And you are correct. We are also just facing some challenges right now. The next question goes to Martin Stahlschmidt. Martin, we can hear you well, we can't see you, but you may answer this question. First of all, there is from Mr. Schäpers a compliment saying, good job, Martin, on the automation solution. And he wants to know, what is the positioning accuracy of the robots you are using?
Okay, thank you. The position accuracy is 0.1 millimeter. So
okay.
That's good enough for us. We have no problem with the feeding, and then the grippers actually feed the blank to the coining collar.
Super. Thank you very much, Martin.
Markus, the 2 of us again. Does the customer have to buy the glasses from you, or can they also be purchased locally? Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous want to know this.
No, the glasses can buy everywhere. We need to brand them with the software for sure, but each RealWear equipment or HoloLens can be used, and we just need to brand them. That's all. But buying is easy. We have also customers who buy this on their own.
What does it mean to brand them? Do they have to send the glasses to you, or you can connect the glasses and put the software online on, or how do we have to understand that?
Yeah, we can connect them. They need just a software license, and then they can load it to the glasses because the software is a web-based, so you don't need the glasses. Yeah, you can also go by a smartphone, by the tablet, by the normal web computer. So you don't need the glasses at all. Yeah, the software at all can be used without the glasses. No issue to bring them on, but a license is needed.
All right. Thanks, Markus.
Markus, another one for you, which goes into a similar direction. It's from Paolo Mascioli from IPZS in Rome. Hello, Paolo. Nice of you to be part of this virtual session. Markus, is there any chance to update the previous presses with this kind of assistance, or maybe even other machines?
Yes, we are working on that. For our TMPs, we launch at the moment a facelift. There, 100% it is possible. For the older machines, it is a little bit tricky because of the FPS and the PC, what is in the background. Maybe it needs there an upgrade, but basically yes. And the workflow management for sure, because that is a web-based application.
Yeah, I just see this is Christoph Franz showing up in a question, and I guess, Markus, it's you again. A question: how do you or SAC and Kiesselbach handle coins of 0.4 millimeter thickness, 18 millimeter in diameter, and 2 gram weight? I feel there's some project behind this question.
We have made this successfully last year in a project, or 2 years ago. It was an 11 millimeter coin, 0.4, and we have a customer running silver coins with 0.6 millimeter. We have the advantage with our hover gripper system that we don't touch the surface, so we don't bend them during transportation. That makes it maybe a little bit easier, but it is challenging. I agree to Martin.
Next question, Markus, goes to you as well. That's my colleague Guido, he's from the service department and definitely deeply involved with regards to virtual reality and assisting our valued customers in erecting machines. Markus, how long can I work with the glasses with regards to power consumption? When will they shut off?
Day in, day out, because we supply them with a spare part accu directly that is in the scope of each RealWear in the package what we supply. And then you just connect a new accu like a USB connection, so then you can run 8 hours or more. But if you don't have the power pack, I think video and voice 1.5 hours, and then it goes a little bit down.
Yeah, that's, Markus, very similar to our experiencing. If there is a intensive use, we are somehow at around 2 hours. So that's the same experience. Thank you, Markus.
Markus, for you again from Shenyao, the Royal Canadian Mint. Markus, first compliment, very innovative idea for a press. How have you considered cybersecurity? The mints may have concerns when your technology is used in the press.
That's exactly why we made this hotspot area. So we made our machine to the hotspot that we even not have to connect the internal mint environment. That's exactly the goal why we did this. Yeah, and as long as we have a good network, we are in our own little world on the TMA or TMP presses, and we don't need to connect. With the camera, it is an issue that they are sometimes not allow us to video something. But then, okay, we black screen the video and we have at least the voice control, or we give with the QR codes in beforehand the help. Camera is a topic, but that's the reason why we do it autark in our area.
Thanks, Markus.
Another one to Martin from GRÄBENER Press Systems. Feeding with the Scara rod is very nice for base metal low quality. Which quality can you achieve when you produce, for example, bicolor coin in precious metal? And that question comes from Torbjørn Hansen from Norway. Thank you, Torbjørn, of being part of it.
Okay, thank you, Torbjørn. Hello to Norway. So we believe that we can feed a quality similar to our other machines where we have the blanks stacked in magazine tubes. Actually, the feeding system does not vibrate all the time. It just vibrates a little bit to get some blanks on this vibration platform to pick up for the robot. So this is actually handling the blanks very gentle. We may have some issue with fine gold if the blanks are sticking together. Then we are using a vacuum cup for single coins. If you're afraid that you get marks, we have good experience with our pick and place system on another machine with vacuum cups, but we can also use grippers for the Scara robot to make sure there are no marks at all.
Martin, thank you very much for your explanation. Peter, will you continue with Asia?
Yes.
So I hope this answers your question.
Thank you, Martin. Yeah. Asia from Kazakhstan Mint, it's glad to have you online on the virtual stage with all of us. And Shimik, this question is for you. How do you make regeneration of working dies with high relief and microscoping, and how many times you can do based on your experience? Microprinting, sorry. And microprinting, and how many times you can do based on your experience?
Okay, thanks, Azia. Best regards to Kazakhstan. Yes, we can regenerate the dye, and how we are doing this? We are putting the microprinting, we are putting on the chromium layer. So it means that the regeneration is just away the chromium layer. Once again, polish the dye. Once again, put the chromium layer, then prepare the laser thickness, a little bit, let's say, clean in ultrasonic the dye, and strike the coin. And you can regenerate this several times. Yeah, I think it's 5-6 times, like normal dye. You can do this. Yeah.
Thank you, Simovit. The next question, Simovit, goes to you again. And it's interesting that the audience wants to know not only about the quality of the blanks, but also of the background and about the tools. Simovit, do you need die sets every 600 medals which you have produced? That question again comes from Torbjörn Hansen. So basically, what is your die lifetime in this production?
Okay, I think that this is up to the project. Sometimes we need one die and it's good enough. The second time, when the high relief is designed in harder way, then probably we need to use 2 or even 3 dies. I showed that we had the problem with the cracking, especially at the beginning of our journey of to produce this kind of products. But now I think that we need one, maybe two dies per topic.
Thanks, Simovit.
For Martin, what is the determining factor for producing rate for production rate with the new feeding?
Well, the determining factor is the SCARA robot. The transfer feeding system and the press could actually work faster. And the robot is also limited by the feeding of the blanks. If we have larger blanks, we need to vibrate more often to get new blanks on this platform. So actually we are faster when the coins are smaller.
Thank you, Martin.
The next one is Patrick. Patrick Gimme from Berkeley. Thank you for being part of it, Patrick. For you, it's normal time. I know you are up very early, so you may have gone half a day already. And I will kill actually 2 of your questions because you think that the dragon appeared 3 times. And your question to Simovit is one of your table you showed to benefit of the meniscus AG999. Does that also work for AG alloys and maybe also for copper alloys?
Okay, you have a true. You count in good way. The dragon appear 3 times in the movie, and yes, we are checking. We are producing the high relief with AG999 with such big meniscus. But I'm sure that AG925 is also work like this. We tested this, and copper, I think so. Yeah, but we are not producing the products in this material.
Thank you very much, Simovit.
Yes, and the following question comes now from Gerd Wagner, company Reischauer. Schimmick, you are able to offer a high relief coin with the conventional bright mirror proof base. I think I did not see one. Thank you.
Yes, this kind of products looks much better when you have in the mirror. Yeah, but actually we have several design with this effect, and in my presentation I presented, for example, Cyclop coin, and inside the Cyclop you have conventional mirror, and this is not covered. This is just silver mirror. So Gerd, you need to look at once again this presentation, look carefully, and you can find this effect. But yes, mainly high relief without mirror. Yeah? But I think it's good for final product and wish from the customer.
So this is another quiz you're starting now, and of course it's possible to have a look to the presentation several times. All the presentations will later be web-based and available for all of those colleagues which have registered at the World Money Fair website. Are you taking the next one?
Yes. Next one coming from Patrick again goes to Markus. Markus, what minimal bandwidth is necessary to operate the glasses without interruption and pixelate?
But it's hard to say. The good one on the RealWear is that you can, compared to the HoloLens, you can reduce the digits. So you can make the movie smaller, and that's a big benefit on the assisted reality RealWear tool. That's exactly why we use that more than the other, because of the data rate. But to say a figure, yeah, we can see that sometimes it runs with 3G very nice, and we don't need even a 4G line in the SIM card. And sometimes we have a 5G and it's painful because it is depending on how many are running at the moment in the network in total, everywhere. Yeah. And hard to say, but the RealWear has this advantage that you can control it. And even the RealWear and the software itself control it. When they see the video is poor, they reduce the level. Yeah.
Yep. Markus, well said. We all experience that transferring speed is really a success factor of this digital virtual world. Dieter?
Yeah, and we in Germany, we have there a big issue. Yeah, we have better lines sometimes to Africa. In the South African area, we had video calls and everything, which runs much better than here from Germany to Germany.
Thanks, Markus.
For Martin, from Mr. and Mrs. Anonymous, we had a similar phrased question somehow before, but I think to make it clear, what is the determined factor for the production rate with the new feeding systems?
That's mainly the coin size. So the larger the coin, the slower we are because we need more time to feed the next blanks.
So it is basically the coin size, what you're saying?
Yes, basically the coin size, yes.
All right. Thank you, Martin.
Simovit, do you use only lasers or also other technologies to produce dyes with high relief? That comes from Joachim Steidl.
Of course not. Of course not. Laser is only part of our production, and mainly we are using the mechanical engraving. What it means, it's probably still 60-70% of our production, and the rest, let's say 30% is the laser. Laser, of course, better when you engrave direct working die. Yeah? But yes, still mechanical engraving is the main production. Yeah.
Thank you, Simovit.
PVD expertise jumps into our Q&A session. Roman is asking Szymek, did you already try PVD coatings on laser microprint engraved dies? What about microprint on circulation dies? Have you already tried this?
Okay, this is very interesting, and definitely we need to test more about this. We tried the laser on the PVD coating and it works, but because we are not using the PVD coating, so far we only tested. We need to investigate this, but technically I'm sure that it can work, and definitely on circulation coins is an interesting topic and worth to adopt.
Thanks, Szymek.
The next one goes to Markus again. It's from Mathieu. He's from the Sparlec team and is head of our IT department. Markus, what do you think has driven your instinct to strive for the strategy of being a quite early adopter of the AR/VR technology?
I thought I'm not really early. I learned when we brought up VR that I am in the boat of the first one. I was very surprised when we did a workshop with the Hannover High School on that, and I was surprised about the bad quality on the VR when we brought it to Berlin 2 years ago. So I thought in bigger industry it is daily business, but today I learned Mercedes Formula One team is starting now, so we are quite ahead. It's a part of our innovation package in the company.
Thank you very much.
That's why we did it.
Yeah, thanks, Markus. And you are quite right. I think it was until we needed it now through these times, it was a tool the world desperately did not need. But now the circumstances are totally different.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's time for compliments as well during the Q&A session, and this is coming from Turbo and for you, Markus. Just a comment. This is what I want from a machine supplier, right timing in this Corona times. Thanks, Turbo, for giving compliments on the Q&A session as well.
Thanks, Jorben.
Christoph Francis coming to both of you, Martin and Markus. And I really have my think that is nothing to do really with the presentation right now, but where is the question now? It just jumped away.
Oh, it's here. It's this one, Dieter. Okay, I can raise it.
Yeah.
It's from Christoph, and it's, I think, general interest, which is also okay to raise, in my opinion. It's to GRÄBENER, Sack and Kiesselbach, minting and rimming. Which options do you offer for rimming, edge lettering during the minting process? Maybe, Martin, you start first.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So we can equip the machine with a split coining collar. So with that, we can produce raised or infused edge lettering while striking the coin.
Thank you, Martin. Any adding to this, Markus?
Yes, we have the same also for our TMA. We have a split collar tooling where we can do edge lettering during the coining process. That's not a typical edge lettering like on a Schuler Ringmaster, not a Schuler edge lettering machine. But it is a process which can made during the coining. The speed goes down. Our maximum limit is 40 millimeter, or when we go to the bigger coins. And don't think that we can rim during minting 0.4.
And I'm sure, Markus, you can watch it with the virtual glasses while you are doing it.
But we have to understand in the process, of course, of edge lettering or edge forming, and of course the raised letters are then the challenges which are usually then done in the coining press. Standard rimming processes is of course a different topic. Anyway, question for VELEC, because David, you have been very quiet, but I guess they have been saved the question for all of you, and a few of them are showing now up. Did you calculate the plastic mass save annually in that what you have delivered to one of your customers? Are we saving the planet?
We try to. No, we did the calculation, of course, and it's always good to have figures about quantity. We have based our calculation on this new thickness film, which is 5 microns instead of 90 microns, and based off a production of 2 shifts per year at nominal capacity, we estimate we reduce our utilization of plastic 86%, which is in quantity 24 tons per year, which is not nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks.
David, another one for you. What were the challenges you faced in using such innovative thin film?
Yes, there is not only one answer to this question, there is plenty of answer, which is we need to make sure this machine can manage standard film, which basically have 90 microns millimeter thickness, and we need to have a machine able to run both type of thickness. And first challenge is to keep the machine easy to use without any sensitive parameter. I would say. Second challenge is to keep the machine able to run with the same tension and ensure that the sealing of the roll coin inside the pack will be proper, which is very important. another important challenge is to do not affect the throughput of the machine. Of course, using a thin plastic film create more behavior on the machine, and we need to make sure the throughput, the efficiency, and the reliability will be okay through the process. And the last two challenge was how to make sure to shrink the pack properly inside the oven without any creating melt of film. So it was a challenge that we found out and was successfully achieved. And the last one is, of course, when you use a thinner packaging, you need to make sure for the manipulation of the pack to load into the carton, you need to have stability and stiffness. So these new films ensure that we can keep the same sort of machine through the process and also ensure the proper reliability to load into the carton the packs.
David, thank you very much. I think looking at a movie you presented, somebody being based technically can immediately see how many different challenges you are facing when you do stuff like this, besides the software and the tracing technology. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Szymek, you have to give one more detail of your presentation to our friends and colleagues. Can you please specify what black proof is?
Okay, black proof actually is the black color on the mirror area of the design, and we achieve this two ways. Sometimes it's the ruthenium process, so it means that we coating the ruthen on the mirror surface, and the second option is to oxidation, when we oxidize the blank, and then we strike the coin. Then the color of the mirror area is black color, and I think it's very, very interesting effect.
Thanks, Szymek.
Guido from Sparlex seems to be into robots. Question goes to Martin. Martin, did you consider using a 6-axis robot for feeding of the blanks?
Yes, actually we had a concept with a 6-axis robot feeding the blanks directly to the embossing station. But in this case, we need to keep the press open for a longer time. So the combination of Epson SCARA robots with a servo transfer feeding system, we are much faster. This is why we think that the solution we have now is ideal for this application.
Cool, a producing speed decision. Thank you very much, Martin.
Szymek, for you again, do you have any annealing step in between the striking process of the Phoenix coin?
Mainly striking the high relief coins, we have the annealing process in between striking, but actually Phoenix coin was a little bit easier. We designed in good way the position of the high relief, and during the striking we not anneal the semi-product.
Thanks, Szymek.
Paolo Mascioli from IPZS, again from Italy, goes to David. David, does the system ensure the traceability from blanks to roll coins?
Today, the project was to manage coins from Walls coin to palletization and also up to traceability to central bank. It was not included in this project, but we can easily upgrade the system to include traceability from blanks to rolled coins in the future.
Thank you very much, David.
Shenya Li, asking for David a question as well. What are the typical machine breakdowns of your system, and how likely would happen? Thank you for the answer in advance. So again, what are the typical machine breakdowns of your system, and how likely these would happen?
Okay, so the scope of the supply, it's a full line, and of course, if you make a focus on the shrink pack machine, thanks to the new film, we have to pay attention to how we bring the film into the machine and how we bring the Walls coin into the machine. And the knowledge of VELEC is to how to propose to deliver the Walls coin to the machine and ensure everything will be properly fitted inside. And then the challenge was to make sure all the settings which work for standard film will work for the new film. So basically, if you ensure a proper feeding and if you train properly the team to use the machine, most of the time this machine is very reliable. So you have to pay attention on parameters and how the coin is coming inside the machine, basically.
Thank you very much. David, there is a next one for you as well, and maybe you don't want to answer this one. How is the data encrypted to ensure secured information?
It's a very good question. Today, thanks, let's say, safety data is our priority, and because data will transfer from Mint to central bank, we have to make sure that data will be properly encrypted and be confidential if someone wants to catch this data. Today, VELEC is using let's say, standard protocol using many companies using data, which is AES 266, which is Advanced Encryption Standard, and they use symmetrical encryption key from the Mint, and on the software we deliver to our customer. It means that if you want to read the data we send from the Mint to the central bank, you need to have the software dedicated by VELEC. You cannot read the data without this software.
So it seems to be really your developed know-how. Thank you very much, David.
For Schimek, your high relief coins are likely very beautiful jewelry. How you can protect the coins against ugly tarnishing? So this is again a question on the tarnishing front.
Okay, so one question was like this. So we are putting always ALDEP protection, so it's mean atomic layer deposition. So we are putting mainly 45 nanometers of aluminum and 45 nanometers of titanium, and especially with oxidation, gold plating, selective gold plating, or just selective copper plating, we are using only 10 nanometers of aluminum. And when, for example, we have the digital printing, we are putting digital printing after coating.
Thanks, David. Another sorry, Dieter.
Yeah.
Another for you. What did you do to improve the efficiency of dies with high relief and reduce the engraving time this much?
Okay, so first of all, we look at our software. So it's mean we look how we put some settings in the preparation of the design in ArtCam. So it was the first thing. The second was to play with the meniscus. So we prepared a special program, and then we try to engrave on using the meniscus. So we started with flat, then it was 03, 05, 07, 08 meniscus, and later we also prepared the semi-product, which means that we preform the steel before engraving, and then we engraved. So it was, I think, the best moment because it helped us to avoid cracking and destroying the dies during the striking, but also improve a lot the engraving time. So it gave us approximately 20% of saving. So it was main step, but in our company we are still discussing how we can improve this step, and we have a lot of ideas. So maybe for some later presentation, it will be a good topic.
Thank you very much. Excellent answer, Mr. Movit.
Giving you a break, Schimek, Martin and Marcus, Paolo needs to have more information on the edge forming or edge lettering on during the striking process. How do you strike coins, metals having a positive edge lettering?
So actually the tool for split color can be used for both for negative and for positive edge lettering.
Thank you, Martin. Anything to add from your end, Marcus?
No, it's the same, basically the same principle. We do it a little bit different because we have a down-holding cushion, and we have a little bit of other philosophy. What I can just repeat, it is to keep in mind that during an edge lettering process, when we do this on a TMA, the output rate goes down, yeah, and we have always to control also with the view to the quality. Yeah.
Thanks, Markus.
Simovit, Joachim Steidl is trying to draw your attention as you are using axis laser. So he's asking you, what is the approx percentage distribution of the manufactured dies between laser and milling?
Okay, this is still more. So Joachim, you can be let's say safe because it's still more products we engrave in conventional way. So it's mean on the on the mechanical machine. So it's approximately 60-70% of our production. Laser is 30%. So yes, it's still much more products we engrave in the conventional way on the mechanical machines.
Jokl will be happy about that answer, Simovit, I'm quite sure. Dieter, will you take the next one?
Again, compliment from Torbjörn to you, Schimek. Just a comment, nice to hear that the high relief French art medals are back, now with color also. I like what you do. So you have one more fan. Just reserve one
it's
of the...
big compliment from Torbjörn from Norway. So I'm very happy now. My smile will be till the end of this day. Yeah. Thank you.
But of course, Torbjörn is communicating with you also with a question now. Schimek, 4mm blank thickness, 2.7mm relief height. No burr during striking this type of metal. Impressive. What kind of blank, solid or powder? Preformed or not?
Okay, it was too easy, just only compliment from Torbjörn, yeah. It's a specialist, so he knows perfectly how hard the work is. But I think that it is actually great questions, and this is always a discussion with our customer on our designing part, how to design the relief to avoid the problems during the production process, and what is really possible or what is not possible, because let's say honestly, not everything is possible. So we try to put big efforts on the designing stage to suggest some changes, and then during the production is easier. But answering directly, we using mainly the solid blanks, and we know that we need several striking to create relief 2.7 from 4 millimeters blank. Yeah, so it's very hard. So we need several striking, a lot of times annealing in between. And what we are using, perform or not. Let's say honestly, the first stroke is always the step to perform a little bit the blank. So sometimes in some design we create two sets of dies, one with not so detailed relief, when we only a little bit perform the relief, high relief, and only second or third stroke is with the finished die to create the all details of the relief.
Thank you, Simovit. I'm raising the last question, which goes also from Kazakhstan to Poland, from well-known Asia Ibrayeva. Dear Simovit, one more question. How, and it's again about anti-tarnishing or tarnishing, but in combination with, how you protect coins against tarnishing with antique finish, selective gold plating and digital printing. I think that's very interesting.
Okay, so normal coins, normal silver coins, we always putting atomic layer deposition, and this is the 45 nanometers of aluminum and 45 nanometers of titanium. And this process gave us the let's say We are sure after protection that the coin is 100% protect. Testing showed us that it is 100 years of protection. Truly speaking, I don't care about 100 years because it's more than time what I can live. So it will be enough 10, 20 years. Yeah, then I stay in the safe side. When we have the gold plating, when we are putting, for example, 45 aluminum and titanium, the gold is changing for the silver color, what is not nice for the final product. So we are putting only 10 nanometers of aluminum or 50 nanometers of aluminum, and it's enough. For antique finish, we do the same way. We are putting only 10 nanometers of aluminum. And when we have, for example, the digital printing, we can put the digital printing as the last step, because when we put protection, aluminum or titanium on the color, then the color change. So it's also affect what is not like. So the digital printing we can put for full coating. It means 45 aluminum, 45 titanium, or 10 nanometers of doesn't matter. But the color is the last operation.
Longest Q&A ever, 48 minutes. Simovic, thank you very much for your detailed answer.
Yes, and you're right. 50 minutes active Q&As. We have to thank, of course, all the presenters for giving answers to all the questions. We didn't count the questions, but before we had half an hour Q&A, active Q&A. This was the longest Q&A session we had so far. So there's some background light, of course, on the top presentations you have made, and thanks to all of you. We, Thomas and myself, will see you later in the afternoon session. So all of the more than 100 active auditors which joined the session, which want to see us again or have more questions, are very welcome to meet us later at 4 p.m. We had now, of course, entertaining almost 2 hours with you live with your presentations, which you might, and the live Q&A. Thanks, friends, and we will meet you again in the afternoon. Stay well and happy, and relax a little bit until we meet in the afternoon session.
Thanks.
Thank you. Hi, friends. Great to see you again. All good?
Yes, hello.
All good.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All good.
Thomas, you want to start with the first ones?
Yes, why not? The first one is actually from, I must read it because I see a compliment which we take with pleasure. But the first question is actually from Xin Yao, who has also been part of the presentation this morning. This question goes to Simovic. How do you protect the coin with antique finish and selective gold plating, as well as a digital printing against tarnishing? Which is an obvious question.
Okay, thank you very much. Great questions, Daniel. Thank you very much. So how we are doing this? When we are producing silver coin without any techniques like oxidation or gold plating or copper plating, we have just N silver coating. So it means it's the atomic layer deposition, and we put 45 nanometers of aluminum and 45 nanometers of titanium. When we are coating, for example, anti-finish coins, we are putting 10 nanometers of aluminum, and when we are putting silver gold plating, we are putting also 10 nanometers of aluminum, and this is enough.
Atomic layer deposition, I think that description has also been there in the past. It seems to be a very effective way to protect against tarnishing. Thanks, Simovic.
Szymek, another question from Justin. Hi, Justin. Good to have you on board as well. Szymek, what file format do you use to laser engrave your dies? Also, are you able to achieve a natural finish follow laser engraving?
Okay, we are using the original file from Arkham, and also we are using the STL file. And of course, we can achieve the natural finishing, but what we naturally are doing, we like to do and use some kind of sun blasting. It means that we are using a little bit sand, and we are getting a little bit more matte surface.
Thanks, Shimik.
Simovit, another question for you, again from Shinyao. He seems to be very interested in your Siren coin. Simovit, can you please elaborate the chameleon technology on Siren coin you have just talked about? How did you apply on the relief?
Okay, this is our last achievement. It means that this effect is really amazing because you can see the different color when you change the angle of looking, and this is the special homemade mixture of metallic and enamel, and we are putting this manual by hand. So it means that we put the special area by digital printing, and later we are putting by hand the special enamel.
So manual working with must be very precise. I remember the coin in the presentation. Excellent job.
Shimik, you already have been our number one in the first session in the morning. And welcome Jürgen Weisheimer from Agosi. Shimik, a question for you. What kind of silver blanks are used to reach such high relief? Up to
I'm happy now. So many questions. I'm really happy about this. So Jürgen, we are using really solid material. So it means that this is a round, solid silver blank. Normal what we are doing, and we not perform the blank before striking. Let's say the first striking is the performing, because it's up to the design. When the design is more critical, we from time to time create a different kind of set of dies, and we first striking is the reformation of the blank. And later we striking the die using the very detailed elements on die. So it means that blank, it's typical traditional one, and I think that's quite a lot from the place named Pforzheim.
talking about rolled flat round blanks, not powder blanks or special preformed deformations.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Jürgen, seeing you as in here, Jürgen Weisheimer from Agosi, we really miss your coffee break support. That is all not happening in the virtual transferation of the information we are doing now.
Very true.
But thank you for being a part of it. Mathieu, my colleague from Sparlek, he's the head of our IT department, and he's asking a question to Markus. Markus, what can you say about the perception of the new technology concerning your own experience and your staff in the field of your customers?
You mean in general?
I would say in general, Markus, and with our own experience, I can also say, even if you have the technology available, it's not always that the doors are automatically go open for you to use the eyeglasses inside the company. What is your first reaction and reflection towards this?
Okay, yeah, exactly. That is why we created this hotspot area in the machine, because we're facing the same like most of us, that we are not allowed to connect in the internal safety security area of the networks in the companies, not only in the means, also in the private industry. So that's why we try to be autark from the system, what they have on site. With this hotspot modem device, we have a standard SIM card in, like we have it in mobile. You connect the data classes to this hotspot, and then we can do on our own the connection without any security issues on their free ports. But we are then also in the response of good line, good network. And the camera is still an issue. Many of them are a little bit scared when we film maybe the guys walking around the machine are not allowed to have their face overseen. Yeah, especially in Asia, we can feel this, but then we go only over the voice, maybe only over pictures and not by video, and that runs. Yeah, the application is very flexible in that.
Same experiences with us, Markus. We also not automatically get the authorization to use the equipment inside, but we do feel that changes are coming up. Peter.
Yes.
Yeah. The Royal Canadian Mint, Shen Yao Li, looks like he's really impressed about both of your presentations. Martin and Markus, you did a great job. Question for you both. Why not smart feeding be integrated in Sacken Kiesselbach press? Great collaboration possible. Alles Mögliche, he said in German. So room for thoughts. Not sure whether you want to go straight into that, but it's always nice to receive compliments from customers using both of your machines.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, okay, that looks like a great cooperation, Martin, already when you say thank you. I think what you could have said is you are making an offer to Markus, simply double the price and you still owe all the success of it. Shen Yao, I think...
Definitely a good question, I think, and something to think about, yeah, especially when the bimetal production comes up, yeah.
Right, so Shen Yao, thanks for that question. Anyway, that will give us room for thoughts. You have the next one, Tom.
Yeah. Question to Martin, again from Shen Yao. Maybe you are happy to answer this one. Can this smart robot option be upgraded in the existing GRÄBENER presses, Martin?
GMP press.
GMP, sorry.
Oh. Well, I don't see why not. I think that that should be possible also. But the difficulty is that we would probably need the press back in Germany to do that.
Yeah. Understanding your question, Martin, I think technically it's always, the answer has to be yes, but then we have to look at the effort and the circumstances to assure that the price development would not ruin that plan of action.
And of course, there's an option for the next technical forum for Martin to give a presentation on that topic. Huh?
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks, Martin. So again, for you, Martin, did you consider using a different robot type for feeding of blanks?
Yes, we also had a concept with a 6-axis robot feeding the blank directly to the press. But for this project, this application, we came to the conclusion that the combination of SCARA robot with a servo transfer feeding system is ideal, also because we assembled also the polymer before we feed it.
Thanks, Martin.
Okay, Martin, the next one is also for you. Jürgen Hansen, we all know him as the expert for high quality products. So this question has some doubts in it. Feeding with Cora rods is very nice for base metal. Which quality can you achieve when you produce coins in precious metal, Martin?
We believe we can produce semi-proof products. So basically what you can produce today with automatic feeding system is also possible with the smart feeding system. We have microwave feeding system, but they only feed some blanks to pick up for the robot, so they actually handle the blanks extremely gentle. And we can use either suction cup, also gripper with the SCARA robots. So this allows really high quality points in automatic operation.
Cool. That was a clear yes. Jürgen, you should be happy. Thank you, Martin.
Shimek, are you ready for the next one? And if I remember well, tarnishing has been one of the highlights in the Q&A session in the morning. Here also the question, as your coins are obviously protected against tarnishing, have you tried different surface protection methods?
Okay, this is a very good question, and I'm happy that it's a little bit different than only ALD protection. So let's say long story short, because we tested this quite a long time ago, but we tested several different kind of methods. So it was, for example, coin capsule. So it was a special protected capsule, and it doesn't work properly because silver coins also tarnish. So we, of course, use some inorganic coating like chromium, and also we use some organic lacquer. It also was not perfectly because you always see a different resistance of the design. We use also some organic coating like cataphoretic, and also use some corrosion resistant metal coating, let's say like rhodium plating, palladium plating, gold plating, platinization, oxidation. And also we tested some chemical vapor deposition, so which means the CVD process, also PVD process. Finally, we decided that atomic layer deposition is our current process is the best one. So yes, long story, and a lot of methods tested, and finally we chose one which was the best in our opinion.
Thanks.
Martin, there's an easy one for you. What is the key element for the production rate with the new feeding system?
So on the machine we have presented is the SCARA robot, and also the feeding system itself. If you have very large lengths, we need to feed more often, so the SCARA has to wait a little bit. But on a faster press, we can also use a different robot or different feeding system to produce more than 18 coins per minute in automatic feeding.
Thank you, Martin.
Schimek, Jürgen wants to make a statement, or it does make a statement. He didn't know that prehistoric animals work at the Mint of Poland, but that is one of the friends who looked very close to your movie. Any comments on that?
Really, prehistoric animal? I don't know. I don't know. Really? Really?
Yeah, that
Really?
is what he commended. Yeah, a green one.
Okay. No, Jürgen, no prehistoric animal.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Markus, the next one is for you. Is there a license fee for using your eyeglass software, or does it come inclusive the machine price?
We integrated during the warranty period into the machine price. So that means we cover from our side the full warranty time to have this export eye or the extended teleservice. After the warranty period, we have to discuss about license fees because the software needs to be licensed, not only from us, from the supplier of the software surrounding, and to have all these things proper running afterwards.
Sounds like a very fair procedure, Markus. Warranty time is always very special. You want to be helpful on site, and then afterwards a decision can be made on both sides. Very, very reasonable. Thank you.
Martin, Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous wants to have a quotation for flex metal, FM. We have to mention that. Not RM, not a Ringmaster, a flex metal 250 machine. So what he or she is asking, what is the average price range for the GRÄBENER press flex metal 250?
Well, I would be happy to answer this. If we get an address, we can answer this directly.
I feel your phone number is available if he or she is really interested in that, and you're happy to respond then. Yeah,
yeah, thank you.
The first one to David. David, are you ready? Which type of file are you using to encrypt securely the data?
Good question. Thank you for the question. We use basically CSV file, and on the side we are using advanced encryption standard protocol to transform the character inside the file to encrypted file. So then when you have encrypted the file, you need to have the software we provide with the machine to read those those data and decrypt those data. Our priority is to maintain safety in the data, and this is the way that we encrypt the data today.
Thank you very much, David.
David, the two of us are continuing. The next questions are for VELEC as well. Is the packing machine able to manage different film thicknesses?
Yes, of course. From the beginning of this project, the challenge was to consider to use a standard film, which is 90 microns. And the challenge was to also use a machine with 15 microns, so which is creating different channel on the different part of the machine, make sure that the machine can run with both sides of film. So we had to ensure that the same reliability, the same throughput, the same efficiency using both type of film, and succeed to do that.
Great, thanks.
Markus, this one I think is also an essential one, going to you. If someone buys your coining press and upgrade, are you able to use the virtual reality to install or troubleshoot without being there on site in person?
Yeah, definitely. We have to see that on older machines, the surrounding is ready. So these hotspot devices may be not possible. But as it is a web-based software, we can use it in other machines as well. We do a lot of service with the Expert Eye at the moment for troubleshooting. So our service engineers are taking this. They send in very simple short message to your mobile, get into a link. You open the web browser, and we have directly voice and video simply with the mobile. That is very convenient, very quick, and very simple to use.
That question was raised by Xinyao Li. So Xinyao, you can get ready to order the next press. Thank you very much.
Or upgrade, yeah.
Or upgrade.
David, what is the plastic mass savings on an annual base? Are you saving our planet?
We try to, again. No, good question. It's good to have figures about numbers. We have done calculation about switching from 90 microns to 15 microns, and based on two-shift production annually, we can say that today we save 24 tons of plastic. So we dropped the consumption of plastic from 30 tons to something like 5 tons a year.
Thank you, David.
David, next one goes to you as well. I think that is a similar one we had this morning. Does the system ensure the traceability from blanks to rolled coins?
Yeah, the line was designed to count towards packing to carton palletized coins and then onto pallets. So the traceability now is ensuring all the flow of coins and recording all the steps through the line from the rolling machine to the palletizing and up to the central bank. And then, if necessary, we can easily upgrade the software to collect the data from the minting and the blank department to track all the data through the process. So we can do it, yes.
Thank you very much.
Markus, the question from Guido here is, do you sell the glasses? He didn't ask for the price, but do you sell the glasses, or has the customer to buy these glasses? If yes, do you support the customer with the setup?
Both ways are possible. So we can share the data for the glasses, and they buy it with RealWear directly or with a supplier of a software. Or they get it from us supplied, and then they can decide after the warranty if they return it back to us or if they take it into reality. Because after that period, that was the question before, when we go into the license, we have to shift the license from my company into the user company.
Thanks, Markus.
Martin, there's the next one is for you. And I like this question because this morning we had immediately, can you handle a 0.4 millimeter blank or bar? And this question is formed a different way. Which are the physical limits in regards of size and weight? And what is the bulk transport suitable for mirror polished gold blanks, raised from Christoph Franz?
So the biggest coin on this machine is about 1 millimeter, because we're limited with a press force of 250 tons. The smallest we have tested so far is about 1.5 millimeter thickness, but we believe that we can also go down to 6.3 probably. This needs to be tested. From the Scara, it's no problem to have even thin one. It's more a question of the transfer feeding system. But we are happy to test it.
Yeah, I'm sure, Martin, if the demand is raising towards that direction, that immediately tests can be implemented and that there is further development as well. Thank you very much for that answer, Martin.
Aurelio, good to have you with us, and thanks for the compliments you're giving to us, all of us speakers and moderators. Thank you for that. And the same, well, Schimek, it looks like you really appreciate both sessions, not only in the morning but also in the afternoon. After the compliments we had, there's another question here at the bottom. Would you take that, Thomas?
Yes. Shimovid, how many steps do you need to strike high relief coins, such as using processes of annealing, preforming, surface cleaning, and so on?
How many steps? Okay, it's like mainly it's like striking for 2-3 times, and every time when we're striking, it's about 5-7 stroke, and in between, from time to time, we are using the annealing and of course cleaning. So yeah, something like this.
Okay, and if you start counting them, Simovid, what is it? 8 steps? Is it 12 steps?
Something like 8-9 steps, yeah.
So quite.
Because from time to time we are also using the rimming in between, yeah.
In several steps. Simovid, you had, I'd say, the last question. This means we have to say thank you to the team. Thank you for being here twice. And yeah, we continue in saying goodbye.
Yes, wishing you all of the best and appreciate it, highly appreciated all the efforts you have taken. And great to have you in the team today.
See you soon over a beer, hopefully.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Yes, thanks very much for all the questions and for this interesting and suspenseful discussion. And we were very happy with all the presenters being present and live present and giving all the answers to sometimes not easy but challenging questions in that. We had again very interesting minutes, a number of questions, and we're happy that you all joined us actively. Your valid feedback is always welcome, and you are, of course, invited to participate also in the following sessions which are coming, especially the session number 4, but we give you more details on that later.
At this stage, I think this is the perfect time to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting the Technical Forum Virtual. That, of course, is the audience. Big hand to yourself. And in the background, there are technical experts who are taking care that the light adjustment in the studio is correct way, and that my eyeglasses will not reflect too many times in a blue version or a green version. But then there is also people at Sparlec and Schuler, like Simon Schmidt, like Iris Blickle, like Ingo Löken and Nele Bruns, who definitely support also a trouble-free organization of this virtual technical forum. If you found that the presentations were too quick or you want to see them again, the registration is free of charge, and you will be able to re-watch all the videos and the presentations and also the Q&As in case you want to see them again or you want to distribute them to your colleagues. That's fine as well.
Yes, and we will meet again, as mentioned already. We'll meet again for session 4 on June 10. which has been postponed from the May 25 period for different reasons. So, and for this June 10 session 4, we have prepared for you four presentations. We will talk about the general trends in cash. This is not a technical presentation, but we can't wait to have Andrea Nietzsche from Cash Matters on stage to give us an input about Cash Matters now more than ever.
Tool makers are definitely also part of the next session and have always been part of the technical forum. Laser technology as well as milling technology, and its company Lang, who will be part of the next session as well, to let us see their latest developments in their specialized field. Also, Schuler will raise the curtain in phase 3, as they have been installing their latest press in Baden-Württemberg and have, I think, put in wonderful technologies for wonderful new products. And we will be seeing definitely one of the highlights during that day from Schuler.
And last but not least, Projitech will give us an update after some time and present an inspection line for circulation coins, and we're very much looking forward to the presentation of Eric as well. So friends, Thomas, I think that's it for this afternoon. Thanks a lot for your active participation and for joining us also in the session 2 this afternoon. Stay safe and healthy, and goodbye.
This is time to say goodbye. See you next time.
See you on June 10th. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us. I'm sure you enjoyed the session. Please support us by answering our survey. Your response to our questions will let us improve and develop the technical forum. And if you want to see the sessions again, you will find them on our homepage, available anytime for your convenience. And please save the date for our 4th and last session of this year's technical forum, Thursday, 10th of June. See you and goodbye.